Kenji, that he can take Genie.
Right, we're going live, Zenaida. So, welcome, Hucolo TV. This is the 11th of April 2015. Welcome to one and all. Today we have in our internet room, we have a new guest called Philippe. We have Holly. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. We'd just like to ask you to mute your microphones while we're in session, and then just unmute them when you need to ask questions or say hello. Obviously, we're joined by Jim, as usual, and he has a few guests in his room. Would you like to introduce?
Yes, I have Sandy and Francine.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Francine. Welcome. Also, we have Nitrous Pexis, our Irish friend Sean. We have Sean, Wendy, and our beloved Zenaida, as well as Sabrina. So Sabrina's going to take it away from me now. Have a wonderful webinar, guys, and have lots of fun.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you, Roy.
Welcome, everybody, to our webinar, our Saturday webinar. And I don't know if, did Roy mention Holly? Okay. So, yes, we have two new people here, two new members. So I want to say welcome to them. And I hope you get your questions answered today. I just want to remind everybody, please be mindful of the rest of the group. If once you're done, please allow others to come in and try and be as brief as you can with the questions so that everybody gets a chance. Any announcements today, Jim?
Just the regular ones. We have Rob Gauthier coming on the 16th of May. He'll be online with us. He won't be here at my house, but he will be online, and he'll be our main channeler that day. And I'm really excited about that because he's a really wonderful, knowledgeable channeler with Treb and Ardif. And also our channeling event on the 20th of June with Krista Riza and Rob Gauthier and myself. I'm really looking forward to that because I think there's some really important information that's going to come out then. I know Lakesh is very excited. He's going to be the person I channel that day, so I know that he's excited about it. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you that support Human Colony. Without you, we would the word wouldn't get out as well. And there are so many important things that you all speak to each other and uplift each other every single day. Important information that comes directly from you to somebody else or to a group of people. It's not just me that spreads information. You all spread wonderful and incredible information, and I'm so thankful to you. And whenever someone new comes to the group, I always, if they talk to me, they always say what a wonderful group of people there is here. And it appears that the wonderful people stay, and those that are not so wonderful move on. So it's, I'm just very thankful and very blessed to have you all around. So thank you. I had a couple suggestions already of who to bring through. Somebody wanted Lakesh, and somebody wanted Tekkrr. So those are two pretty regular ones. Anybody else?
I request Metro Lamas.
Of course.
Philippe or Holly?
Yeah, I would like to request any Egyptian entities like Amun-Ra.
Amun-Ra? Okay.
Yes, thank you, and hello.
And hello.
That's a new entity.
Yes, we'll bring in hello today.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I was like,
Elohim. And Elohim.
have Grindal, please.
Grindal?
Grindal. Yes, please.
Okay. Grindal.
Try.
Interesting choice. Okay. He'll be happy that he was named.
No, it's good.
Yes.
Okay. One more, and then we'll see who comes. Anybody else?
How about Yahyel or Esasani?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The new
Yes, Shell.
Shikani race.
Yes, Shell has been hasn't been around.
Yes,
It'd be
Shell
good
has
to-
not been here for a while. That's true.
and also,
But I have talked to him a couple times in the meantime, because there are people that write me, ask questions online, and sometimes they ask for Shell to answer the questions. So he has been in touch. He just hasn't been online. So
okay, yeah, it would be good if he would come and talk
Okay.
to us a little bit. Also, Buddha to talk about.
Oh,
the
that's right.
universe.
Buddha has not been around for a while,
Yeah.
and he still has not finished the third eye yet. But,
Yes.
But I haven't heard much from him lately. But we'll see who comes.
Yes. Let's see. So,
So,
it was a surprise. And I love Lakesh, and Tekkrr.
Yes.
And Tekkrr, of course.
Lakesh and Tekkrr, the most popular personalities, yes. And okay, well, I will talk to you later. Formulate some questions if you have any on the top of your head for now. And I do not know who will come first or last, or if there'll be 1, 2, 5, or 10. But
Yeah, well, we could have more than one.
of course,
So
remember to limit your questions if you want more than one.
yes.
Because if you keep your questions going, that same entity will stay.
Yep.
So, and yes, be considerate to other people that don't usually come to the front row. The first 10, only stay about 20 minutes or a half hour at the most, so that other people can come in. But you could get back in whenever somebody else drops out if you really have an important question. So, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll see you later. Much love to you.
I'll see you in a bit, Jim. Thank you.
Hello. I decided to drop by first. I'm Lakesh.
Hello, Lakesh.
But I will not stay long because I know that there are many that want to come. But I wanted to say hello. I have not spoken very much to many people lately, so I have come to say that I am very proud that many of you are doing very well. There has been many attacks on the Earth. Lightworkers, as they are called, but you are making it through. You are making it through. This last energetic period seems to have helped many, but it has not helped everyone. But I am so happy that you help one another. There are times when I see you uplifting one another in a way that is very, very beautiful. Much love is being shared among you, and it is going out into the world, and many more people will join you that have this love and light and sameness to them about their understanding about what is happening with ascension. And the word ascension now has too many meanings, almost. Too many people are using it in too many ways. Do you understand that? Some people say it's the rapture. Some people say it's this or that, or it's just a state of mind or whatever. The ascension actually is your evolution, ascending into a new, higher being, into a being of telepathy, that word, yes, telepathic abilities, and bringing your society into a calmer, more natural state of existence. So please do not be confused by the different definitions of the word ascension, because for you it means one thing, and that is part of perception. When you perceive that something means only one thing, it can be a bad thing, because you cannot understand what other people are talking about. Keep in mind that the word ascension has many perceptions to many people. And I like to talk about perception right now because many of you are trying to perceive the world in a way that is only one directional. But you need to expand your outlook. Do not just see a building on one side. To see the whole building, to understand the concept of the whole building, you must see it from every side. It may look different to you, it may look the same, but in order to understand the correct perception of it, you must see it in its fullness, don't you think? And that is the way your spiritual lives are being. You only see one aspect of the spirit. Spirit is great and enormous. It is impossible to see every aspect of the spirit, but remember to keep in mind that there are many aspects of the spirit, and they all can be true in the sense that belief and understanding of the spirit is different in each one of you. So do not fight over your spiritual conceptions and perceptions, but try to understand that the spirit is so large, it can bring in all those understandings, and it can be, you can limit the spirit, or you can let it be free and huge. But that does not change your perception of spirituality. You see, spirituality you can box in. You can make it a very small space, and that is one perception. Or a zero space, or you can make it as vast as the universe space. Now, if you have the vast as the universe space concept, it is hard for you to understand the many, 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 many facets of it. But do not put someone down who is in the box. Let me tell you why. Because that is their perception and understanding of spirituality, and if you judge it, we are not judges. If you judge someone else's spirituality and limitations, then you judge yourself. Because why? Because it is showing your limitations. You do not have the acceptance. You do not have the diversity. You do not have that inclusive attitude that would include those people as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you are a judge, you put limits on yourself because you have limited your understanding of that person by saying you are wrong. That is not something that we should do. We should accept each other as beautiful as you are, because there is perfection in their belief as well, because it works for their person. Now, you as an example of the perception of the universe being as a full and wonderful spiritual place can open their eyes, not with a lot of dogma or words or judgment, but by the example of light that is coming from you as an individual. Do you understand that? You are godlike. Does God come down and force his way upon you? No, he does not. He could. He could definitely do that. The universe could definitely force an idea on you, but what do? They let you create. They let you create. They let you create your own universe the way it is. So some people have a small universe, and some people have a huge universe. And some people create wonderful things in their lives, and some people have contracts that they have to keep, of course, but they can create things outside of these burdens and outside of these sorrows that can make their understanding of learning so much more clear and so much more universal. Does everyone follow that?
Yes. Lakesh.
Now, it is wonderful to learn new things. It is wonderful to learn new things in spirituality and in third dimension and in your own thought patterns and build your knowledge and things of this nature, but resonate with it within yourselves. Not everything out there is the truth. Not everything out there is the truth. Let it resonate with you. If you're starting to watch something out there with a channeling session or someone that's giving knowledge or training of some sort, and you're going, I'm not quite sure that resonates with me, then do not listen to it, because it only takes you to a different place you do not need to be. Where you need to be is that place that resonates with you, that brings you the most joy, that lifts you up, that lets your light shine out, that lets it shine to others so that they can also be enlightened. I didn't mean to get on the soapbox today. However, I think that it was necessary for my thoughts of perception for you, because a lot of you have your different perceptions of things. That's wonderful. Your intellect are beautiful. Just remember, your intellect and knowledge and your truth is not everyone's truth. There are reasons for that. There are reasons for that, because of the lessons that they must learn, the truth that they bring back to the Oversoul, and then when they look back and see how they've lived and what truth they believed in, and see what truth exists in the universe, there's a great lesson right there, don't you think? It shows what kind of perception you've had as an individual, as a human being, as a spirit in third dimensional bodies, as a god in a finite being, trying to stretch out. It is so hard to stretch out when you're in third dimension. It's hard to stretch out in any dimension to understand a godlike being, even though you are part of it. And the reason that is because you have confinement in your density. Your density is confined, whereas the spirit in the universe and the creator, not confined. Not confined. So that is why there are so many different, diverse understandings of the universe, of God, of the beliefs, of the light, because you are confined and you are being fed information from your part of that density, your part of that social media, that part of your friends and family who speak to you about their truths. But remember, it is your truth that you must hang on to. It is your truth that is most important in your life. And if you live according to your own truth, your happiness will be great within your spirit. Now, I'm not saying that bad things won't happen. It happens in every density. Things from outside, you cannot control the people in your density, and you cannot control the density itself in many ways. So do not be under the impression that if you reach a very high understanding of spirituality, that it will be perfect in your life. Your density causes many things as well. And you bring on things yourself, because your misunderstandings of who you are sometimes causes lies or misconceptions or misunderstandings. When you're trying to hear the truth from someone else, you will hear something different because your perception of the truth lies somewhere differently than theirs, because they may be saying, I really love you, and you're hearing from them, I really love you, but. And sometimes that is not true. You put things into other people's words that are not there, and you understand things about other people's words that are not there. And so when you listen with your heart, and that no one hardly listens with their heart anymore. On your planet, it used to be fairly common, but they listen now with their head and try to rationalize, conceive, perceive, understand all the things from this point of view. But you must engage the heart with the head, because many times you misunderstand what someone is trying to say, and therefore you are offended, or perhaps just the opposite direction. You're thinking that they said something very beautiful, when actually you have to resonate with everything on your planet, and every person, and every spiritual thought. And that is why there is meditation, and that is why the spirit is so large that you must connect with it on a true way to understand who you are, and to start understanding who everyone else is, because everyone is very diverse. Everyone is very diverse. You have such a diversity in your personalities, in your beliefs, in your depth. You may say, oh no, this person believes exactly like I do. They think exactly like I do and everything. Oh, but there will be differences. I am sure that you will find them if you look hard enough. No one is, they may be saying to you, oh yes, I agree with you. Oh yes, I agree with you. But that may not be the complete truth. Sometimes they'll be agreeing with 80% of you and disagreeing with 20% of you, but they'll be agreeing with most of you, so they're going, uh-huh, okay, yes. But remember, everyone is diverse, and everyone has their own opinion, and everyone has their own spirit of what the truth is. Their own perception, I should say. The spirit that is with them, it can be trained to be in a small place or a large place, because that's how they want it. That's how they see it. That's how it was taught to them. That's how it is right now. Doesn't have to stay that way. But perception is a very difficult thing for humanity because of third dimension and how it is with you. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Is there any questions about that?
Yes.
Very good.
Lakesh, what if you see so many different points of view that it becomes confusing?
That is what I was talking about, meditation. You come and you understand your own perception of it. You understand what is the truth for you in the spirit. Now, you may have many points of view coming at you from third dimension, correct?
Yes.
And you look at that and say, oh my, which one of these persons is telling me the most truthful thing? They could all be telling the truth from their own perspective. But what is the truth that lies within you that they are saying to you? They are saying things to you they believe are true. However, you do not believe all those things are true, do you?
No, but I say, oh, that makes sense. That one makes sense. That one
It makes sense, but you must be able to resonate with it for who you are. It may make sense, but is it your truth?
Okay.
Now, even that is confusing, because what is my truth? Sometimes we don't know. You don't know what your truth is because there's so many differing opinions, and some of them sound like they could be fine, and some of them, you know which ones are not fine. But there are a few of those opinions that could work.
Right.
But that is where meditation comes in, and that is where intention comes in. You intention the right decisions to be made. You intention the right spiritual thought pattern to come into you, so that you are able to act upon these things in your most perfect way, whether it is not the most perfect way for others. But sometimes life is a little cruel, because you must act as your own person, and this sometimes is not the perfect action that others would want you to take.
Right.
To be true to yourself, to be true to what you believe will be the most positive outcome, you must act upon your resonation, your good intention, your love for that situation, your great spiritual intuition, if you will, for that situation, and that is how you must move. You must not move on other people's intuition. You must move on your own perception of the entire situation. But remember this, I was talking at first about looking at all sides. Make sure you have looked at as many sides as you could possibly see.
So, Lakesh, would it be best to remain neutral and while you examine all the different points of view?
Neutrality is not a problem, because neutrality in some states is perfect perception. It is not that I want to become involved with it, but I want to perceive it and try to understand it so that I can involve myself in it in the way that I should be involved. So neutrality is not necessarily a bad thing. It can be a bad thing if it lasts for 10 years on your planet or something of that nature, but a short period of neutrality is sometimes a wonderful thing, because then you can start to perceive without judgment all the other angles and all the other places that there is to perceive, and then make your judgment instead of using that which has been taught to you by the world, bringing in the perceptions of the entire situation, and then you can perceive it.
Right, because at the end, the decision, or it's going to be made from your perception, regardless of whether you looked at neutrality or not.
Correct. Because you are going to make a decision based on all the different things you heard, what resonates with you, how you perceive the entire situation, and what is right for you to do in your perception.
Okay.
What a wonderful message. Thank you, Lakesh.
Well, thank you for listening. But is there any other questions?
Sharon had a question on the subject.
Sharon.
Thank you, Lakesh. I just wanted to know how much unconscious communication between the bodies is going on while you are sending forth your intention for understanding or to be understanding to somebody.
That is a wonderful question, because it has to do with our connection not only to the people around you, but a connection to the world at large as a community, because whether you realize it or not, you are a community, but telepathy will bring you closer as a community. Now, your pattern as human beings is to only connect to those, only to be influenced by those that you know, those that you trust, the family members, and those outside of that sphere that you believe are truthful and knowledgeable. But you are connecting personally when you do an introspection, when you do a meditation with everyone who is meditating at that time, and all those light workers that you are moving your energy out to. So this is very important. The light workers will help, but of course they all have their own opinions as well, their own perceptions, their own angles on things. And that is why when you do a meditation, you intention that you perceive it correctly. Perceive it correctly, that you can perceive more sides of it than you actually can see right now. And that is not an easy thing to do. And now let me tell you why. Because in your dimension density right now, some sides are smacking you in the face. You're running right into the wall of it. You're running into that one dimension that is hurting the worst. Do you understand what I'm saying? You must get beyond that. You must get beyond that smack in the face of that solid dimensional, everything coming at you in that direction idea. And that's not easy, is it? So to look around is very hard, because you might have to go quite a distance to get around that building. But the thing is, you can understand by moving out of your body in a nice meditation. You are right inside the building, but you can move yourself out and look at the building. You as human beings can learn how to perceive outside of the third density. And that is another perception that is altogether different. But it does bring into perspective the spirituality of the situation. And to move forward in a situation where you're constantly being blocked, there is blockages from the third dimension. Do not kid yourself, or do not be amused by the fact that there might be a little blockage here and there. Oh yes, third density can block your perception very, very much if you are not aware that you are trying to perceive it in that way. You're not really trying to perceive the whole thing. You're just seeing what is there. You're perceiving what is right in front of you. So therefore, move into your meditation life as much as you can. Now, some of you have difficulty meditating, and I understand that. That's a whole other section of what I am talking about, perception. So I could speak about perception for probably many hours, but I do not have that kind of time today, or neither do you. So, but I'm just saying there are ways to get around so that you can perceive. There are ways to get around. You must find them. Find your ways of perception that are the perfect you, because not everyone does it the same way. Not everyone does it the same way. But some things work for some people and some things don't. Does that help you at all?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Much love to you.
Much love to you.
And I hope that situation that I'm seeing that is a solid block in front of you. It looks like a solid wall. Is that what it feels like?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, there's other ways to perceive that.
Okay.
So I could spend 20 minutes telling you different ways to perceive that, but I think you have an idea of how to do it now, because a light bulb went off a little bit a while ago when I was talking to you. So that is good.
Wendy?
Yes, hi, thank you. It's lovely to be in your presence.
Lovely to be in your presence.
As our human nature, we often are in a situation where, and I thank you for the perspective of the idea of allowing all perspectives, in that I think often we have been taught or grown up to understand that we go into some sort of a fight or flight kind of a response when we are confronted with a situation that is not of an energy that we prefer.
Correct.
So I suppose my question, maybe I already have my own answer, but I suppose my question is it then best for your own sacred situation to walk away from a situation rather than our instant need for someone else to understand our point of view, rather than just being allowing of their point of view, and then insisting that we push our point of view on another? Or is it best to say, and rather than just walking away, is it best to say, this situation is not in harmony with my true inner being, and I love you as a spirit, but yet it is not a spirit that resonates with me, and with that said, I need to remove myself from the situation? What is the best way to handle that in a three-dimensional standpoint?
Yes. Well, that depends on the person that you are talking about, or the group of people that you are talking about. But I find this to be the best answer, is that when you are assaulted by someone else's beliefs that they try to put on you, you can say, just as you did say, I do love you, and I understand that you have this point of view. But it is not my point of view, but I so much understand why you want me to believe it. The thing is, my point of view is not that. And you will walk away, but if you want to tell me more, that is fine. I am open to listening, but I am not necessarily opening to change unless I hear something that actually resonates with my spirit. If it does not resonate with my spirit, I cannot accept it. And if they say that your spirit is wrong, that is a judgment, and that is not for them to say.
Are we then abandoning them, though, as not abandoning them? Are we then returning them away in
No, because you are telling them that you love them, you're telling them that you understand them, and you're telling them that you are still friends, but that is not the way I believe.
Thank you. Thank you.
If they choose to leave your friendship, then that is their choice, not yours.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Ah, very good. Do you want somebody else to come in now? Did everyone understand everything very well? Oh, I'm sorry, if you were someone talking.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If anybody else has any more questions on the subject at hand.
There is a question, but it's not from Saphira, but it's not to do with the subject. It's to do about blood types.
Oh, who is she asking that to?
That's a good question in itself.
I think perhaps she meant that for Tekkrr, I think, really.
Yes, well, I think I understand where she is coming from. There is knowledge on the earth that the O blood type is being taken away from the earth, and those people that possess O blood types, or O negative, is it? O negative, are being taken from the earth. But I see no great need for fear at this time, because I do not see that happening.
Yeah, she's asking Lakesh that what is the meaning and the purpose of blood types, and do they have any connection to different ET races?
That's species oriented. Your planet has many species on it. How do you think there is so many blood types? If you were all from the same place, you'd all have the same blood type. Since you are not from the same place and you are not from the same areas, there's many types of blood types. They're slightly different, but they mix. Some of them mix, and guess what? Some of them do not. Why would that be? If you're all Earthlings, why wouldn't your blood types all mix? Why? That's a very big curiosity, don't you think? I think you know why. Because there is many different hybrids that has started your race. There is many different, not hybrids, but many different species that caused hybrids in your species. So there is some alien in every one of you. Your planet was seeded. There are some aboriginal people, but you must find out who they are. So that was a very good question. However, the O and negative blood type is from a species that is actually sort of negative from the beginning. They were negative to start, but they have moved into a more enlightened frame of mind. But they did start as a negative species, and O negative was something similar to O negative was their original blood type. So therefore, that is why some people believe that it's being taken away, but is actually I've not seen any proof of that at this point.
Would that be the Anunnaki?
I cannot tell you who that is, because to separate the blood types by species it would start a huge conversation, because O negative was created by original species, but it has mutated over time. It was O negative, but now it's O negative plus a few things, and so that would be, it would be unfair to say who was the originator of it, because there's so many things that happened to it after that. So
yes, it's something about O negative rhesus or O rhesus negative, which is
yes,
also
Reese
supposed
is
to be on the line of reptilians, if I'm correct.
Yes,
I'm not
reptilians.
sure
That's
about
correct.
that. Okay.
Yes, that is correct, but I will not go into that. So.
Sure. Thank you for answering the question, Lakesh. Much love.
Much love, and I will let someone else come in. I've taken up a lot of time.
Thank you, Lakesh.
Thank you, thank you. That was a beautiful, beautiful
Much
answer
love.
that you gave us.
Thank you.
Much love to you.
Timeless love to you. Thank you, Lakesh.
You
Namaste.
are so sweet. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Oh, I could say it 10 times, but there's more than 10 people there. Just a minute. Yeah. God. All right. Hey. This is Grindal.
Welcome, Grindal. How are you?
Somebody called for me. Somebody called for me. I heard him.
Yes.
So I had to come. I don't want anybody to be unhappy. So what did you want to know?
Holly, was that you?
Somebody talking?
Yes, it was me.
Okay.
Oh, Holly, hi.
Hello.
Sure. Yeah, I hear you. What?
Go
ahead.
I was meditating the other day, and for some reason, you came to my thought to try to speak to you through channeling, and I was wondering if you even came for a second to visit. I felt someone's presence.
Yeah, let me explain something. I have really been around Earth a long time, and now that I've started to talk through people, I am making a lot of visitations to people in the human colony and people that view different things. And yes, I did stop to see if you were ready to channel me or not, because you are ready to channel, and probably have already done so many times. But I see that there's still a little hesitation there sometimes. But yeah, I stopped by, and you were like, "Oh, that's a surprise. I didn't expect you." So, but that's all right.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, I'll be back. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
I'll be back. Don't worry. All right. All right. I think Rowie wanted to say something. Is Rowie and Kim there?
Yeah, we were here. I was just telling Sabrina she was breaking up a bit, but.
Hello,
I didn't know if you wanted to say something or not.
The catch mentioned
anybody
something
else have a
about.
question? Go ahead.
Lakesh mentioned something about some recent attacks. Would you know anything about that?
Oh, individuals. They've gone from doing a whole great big range of people, because that can be detected really easier, to a smaller range of attacks. So they'll attack one city here, and then the next hour they'll attack somewhere else. And it's harder to detect when they move around like that. So it's very much harder to detect. So they stay in only one place a few hours at a time. But that's enough to cause a lot of damage, a lot of heartache and stuff, because they amplified their technique a little bit, and it just makes you feel like crap for a while. So it takes away a lot of positivity from the Earth. So therefore, they do smaller attacks, but more often.
Okay, thank you.
Girk Fitneer is aware of it, and they can. You see, after a couple hours, they can detect it, so they can stop it. But the thing is, they can't find where the basic location is for it. Because
okay, thank you. That's
areas.
answers my
It comes
question.
from many different sources. I believe now that they can carry it on their individual person and move around cities and things of that nature, and so it's not detected as easily.
So they just inputting a lot of negativity into an area?
Well, yeah, they affect negative emotions. That's what it happens. But when you affect negative emotions, you can get headaches, backaches, all kinds of. You can get very dull feeling. You couldn't want to like sleep all the time. When the emotions are that disrupted, it becomes physical as well. They don't have to touch your physical person to make it a physical manifestation. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So all they have to do is affect the emotional, the mental, the emotional, and everything. The body kicks in from there and does its own thing.
That explains why I got back to my old self of being depressed.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
I was happy and it's kind of.
Yeah. They can put that on you in a second. You can drop into it. It doesn't take a long time, especially when the ray is activated. Maybe take 10 minutes before you're affected, and then poof, there you are. You just drop right into it. Mm-hmm. It seems you just go down real fast. It's fast. Is that what you're experiencing?
That's what I'm experiencing.
Kim, is that what you're experiencing?
I would say yes, marginally, Grindal, yes.
All right. There's something else there, too. I can see that. But, yes, that's part of it. But something else, but there was a trigger that was unlike what I'm talking about. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
But it still was an attack. So let me put it that way. It's still
okay, thank you.
You'll get out of it soon because several people are sending energy to you.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grindal, but isn't there a way for us to protect ourselves or something that we can do while it's happening to lessen it or have it go away?
Well, they have found a way to go directly in a very small area of the body. The ray is very intense and very small, thin. It's a thin but very potentially dangerous beam. Yes, some people are protected from it, but not everybody. It can get through some protections, and let me tell you why. Because those people are emotionally very sensitive, and they can, if they sense it, that can bring it in.
What can we do to turn it around?
You can turn it around by filling the room with positive thoughts and words and energies, but it's very difficult when you're in that state to do that. Mm-hmm. So get somebody else that can do that for you and help you with that, because words are very potent. However, the other thing is it won't last that long. It shouldn't last more than a day, especially if it's that kind of attack. However, if you don't get out of it, then if you don't cause yourself to get out of it, it will continue, of course. But a lot of people get out of it within a day or two because they know what it is. Some of them are aware of it now. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Because the last one that happened, it seemed a couple of people ended up in the hospital.
There was some in the, yes, northeast that did end up in the hospital. That was rather a bad one. Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yes.
Gandalf,
Yes.
how is your knowledge of Earth's history, politics?
How is my history?
Of Earth politics, of the history.
You mean the reptilian version?
The human version.
Of what do you want to know about?
Well, I heard this story of when one of the people writing the Constitution of the United States, he was stuck for words, and apparently he was walking in like a garden, and apparently a man with a hood appeared out of nowhere and told him what to write on the Constitution. When he turned around and thanked him, he disappeared. And it also happened when they were signing the Constitution, when it looked like nobody was going to sign it, a person appeared up on the balcony and gave a 20-minute narration on why this document is so important. And afterwards, every one of them ran up and signed it. And when they went to look for him, he disappeared again. What I want to know is, was that divine intervention, or was it an actual alien being that appeared, or is that even true?
There are some truth to both of those stories, yes. And also, aliens did appear to George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. I believe that's who you were talking about. Anyway, Benjamin Franklin. Yes, the reason for that was United States is very important for the maintaining of the timeline. And before it was created, time travelers came back at that time. They're not allowed to do that at this time anymore, by the way, and did intervene a little bit. However, it was a good thing that they did, because it caused a very positive timeline to come up, and United States became a very powerful force in the world, and it was based on spirituality, which very few other countries are based on spirituality. Even though it's a flawed spirituality, it's still spirituality, and therefore they could work with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, if you have no more questions, I'm going to go. There's someone else tapping on my forehead.
Thank you.
Thank you, Grindal.
Have a great day. Thanks for inviting me.
Too.
You know, I'll send party balloons or something. But anyway.
Love you.
Love you too. Yeah. Yeah. Hugs and kisses. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Don't say "see you later, alligator." That's sort of an insult.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know.
Okay.
I'm not an alligator. They have no brain, so. Ooh. We are Elohim.
Welcome.
We've come to speak about the state of your consciousness. You, many, all of you have third-dimensional enlightenment, but your fourth-dimensional energy has been awakened. But you are not using it the way that it is intended. Some of your fourth-dimensional energy is being used for third-dimensional work. That is fine. but make sure you leave fourth dimensional energy for those times of meditation and for relieving yourselves of these attacks, as of which Grindal has spoken of, or whoever spoke of it. There are attacks on humanity. The fourth dimensional energy is affected. However, if you call upon it, it can help you bring some peace to your body. Intention your fourth dimensional energy to have its way with your pains and suffering. Speak to your DNA to bring fourth dimensional energy into it for health reasons. You may speak to your DNA. It is attentive. It is part of who you are. And so why could it not listen? It can. It may not hear you at first because it may not know you are talking directly to it. Intention of meditation to get in touch with your every part of your living third dimensional and spiritual body. You are in control of it, as the soul is a flame, a fire, a controller of these things. He will hear, she will hear, it will hear. It does not have a sexuality, actually. It will bring understanding to different parts of the body, the framework, and the nervous system. Be greater than these attacks, because you are greater than these attacks. Your fourth dimensional energy will abound if you want it to. It is coming stronger all the time, as you call it, or distance from a point, grows greater and greater. It will also be as you wish it to be. So do not hide it or believe that it is not strong, for it is. Therefore, I repeat myself again, that you are able to speak to your body, you are able to speak to your DNA, your spirit. Why should that be any different? You are the controller with your soul. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Speak to your body. There are some bodies that are very far out of proportion to what normality is for human beings. There is a range that fits normality in the human density. Many people are outside this range, so it will take more effort to bring that kind of body back into singleness with the DNA, and plus there are natural defects in the DNA that were born into it, so you cannot correct DNA because DNA is set. You can add to it and you can take it out, you can put it in, but if there is a part that is not correct, the only way to get rid of that is to take it out. It cannot be changed.
Dear one, would a good technique of visualization of the double helix or the dual helix, would that be a good way of talking and communicating to your body using that image?
If you visualize your DNA, perhaps you will get its attention. Not anyone speaks to it, so it does not listen often. It remains dormant. But if you start to activate it, as it was meant to be activated sometime in the distant future, I believe you can start doing that now.
Thank you very much. That's beautiful. I've got another question. It's a statement really. One member on our Skype chat called Modestas or Modestats. He woke up calling the name Elohim, I wondered
Yes.
if you have a message for him by any chance.
Elohim, we are spiritual. The message must have been for his spirit. We are speaking to him. Let us find him. Yes. You are in the midst of a change in your spirituality. Awakenings are happening. Learning is happening. Your fourth dimensional energy was not quite as bright as it is now. There is a time for you in the future where things will be very enlightening for you. And this is why we spoke to you. We need you to understand that you must continue to move forward in a strong, driven way to meet these great spiritual undertakings.
Thank you for the message, dear one. Thank you.
Hello,
Hello?
this is Noha. Hello, dear one. My question.
Noha, we speak to you now and again.
Great. Thanks a lot.
There are many things that we see around you.
So what do you see?
You are visited often.
Great. That's what our intention is, actually. I'm releasing that all the time.
Yes. There's problems with a male portion of their family.
True. You have it right. I hope I get elevated from all this, because my intention is being at the fourth dimension, and I feel that in my heart. So I need to be pulled. And now when you were saying about the DNA, it did resonated well with me, because I'm doing that with my innate all the time. I'm tapping, doing EFT, tapping it. So while you were talking about it, I was tapping on myself. So as I was asking my DNA to be elevated.
Yes. You are waking up certain... Yes.
Great, thank you.
You are waking up certain elements of your DNA. It is not totally awake yet, but it is aware that you are trying to get to it. Speak to it directly, because it is confused as to the reason why you want to speak to it. However, at this time, I can see your fourth dimensional energy moving down to the DNA, and that will help.
Great. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Do you have anything to tell me?
Yes. Keep moving in a forward direction. Do not let these side tracks of culture. It is a culture distraction.
True.
Do not let that interfere with your spiritual life. Resonate as you will resonate with the world, because this is a new day and age, and these are ancient rituals that must eventually die.
Actually, this question that's coming up, it was a follow-up question to Tekkrr. Lakesh was saying about we are light workers, and we are in our hearts at 4D, but people perceive us in a different way, even though our body languages are giving all this positive energy, yet we are perceived in a different way. This is what's really driving us crazy, you know?
It is not unusual. I feel that your energy is positive and that you will move in a positive way. Try not to be angered. Just move forward, because you can move through it. I see why you stay where you are, but you are wishing to be somewhere else. But there is a reason why you have stayed, and I understand it. But there is a time soon when you must move to somewhere different. And you know this.
Many thanks. Much love. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Wendy? Yes, good day. It's an honor to be in your presence. My question is regarding the activation of contact. I believe that many of us have been contacted and have been having conversations with you via light languages, and I'm wondering if that's part of I feel that a DNA activation happening and contact with you, and I was wondering if you could verify that with me, as well as for others that I believe we together have been channeling this information.
Yes, our information is part of you. Our information is coming to you because it is now we are closer to you than we have been in many thousands of years. This is because it is necessary for positive movement of the fourth dimensional energy. Your language is empowering to your spirit and body. Use it, even though you do not know what you are saying. They are blessings, prayers, and positive reinforcements of who your perfect selves are. We do communicate with you personally.
Thank you, yes. And are there other manners of activation for our DNA in this manner other than light languages? I know I'm also receiving written light languages. Would that be also a method of communication?
There are hundreds of ways to contact the human spirit, but the ways that we find most enlightening for humans is through the spirit, the writing, the languages, the things that are more palpable to you. Your understanding of fourth dimensional energy is now becoming a perspective of great understanding. And so we are trying to use more forceful techniques at this time to speak to you rather than the more subtle.
Yes, thank you. I felt as much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Shalom, Wuchos, Chisium, Forza to the Rodabian. Hulalo.
Hello, this is Sabrina.
Yes, you speak Elohim as well.
Yes. What is the best way to keep the fourth dimensional energy while we are dealing with the third dimension?
This is a very good question because sometimes it can be lost in the disturbances of third dimension. But in the domestic third dimension, you must stop and be aware of it. This is the most positive thing you can do. If you are not being aware of it at the time, it cannot sometimes be useful. But sometimes it makes itself aware to you when something very urgent is necessary. So at this time, make yourself aware of it. Write the words fourth dimensional energy down. Look at those words. Understand what they mean. Draw upon them. The very act of writing down the words fourth dimensional energy and reading them brings them into your mind more often. Make a little note and put it on your freezing device, refrigerator, and say that fourth dimensional energy is here, and then it will be remembered. And the more you think of it, the more activation you get.
Okay.
Because you draw it to you, just like anything else. The law of attraction, of course, there was some already activated in the human mind because it has existed in the human mind for thousands and thousands of years. It's just activated in a greater way now, and it can be activated even greater in some of you, because some of you will go on to be great in the history of the ascension, as it is called. You will be forerunners of the time by 150 to 200 years of those who will look back and say they already experienced what now the earth is coming to know. And this is necessary because third dimension moves slowly in many senses. And with the activation, many are being activated now, but the telepathy is not quite there yet. It is still not part of society. It is not still part of the belief systems of humanity, third dimension, that telepathy can actually work in the way that it works. But that is all right. You are becoming aware of it now. You are becoming aware of it, and it is getting stronger within your entire creativities and within your entire civilization, whether they know it or not. But those of you who are aware of it can make much greater use of it than you are at this time.
Is there a way to elaborate on how we can make more use of it, dear one?
I've just told you to write it down, experience it, let it happen with you, talk about it, bring it to you, meditate on it. The fourth dimensional energy is so important right now that it become greater. It is only in a small percentage now, but it is still very strong, even in small percentages. Do you understand?
Yes, I feel it very strongly.
I believe you do. And yes, continue to move with it. Continue to let it move with you. Bring it into your daily routines. Bring fourth dimensional energy along with you to work. Bring fourth dimensional energy along with you to, if you have a religious belief. Because purification of the spirit in every sense will come through your example, through your love and purity. This is not something that is a weak demonstration. When people see pure love and diversity and encouragement and inclusion, it is very effective. Inclusion is very effective on your planet.
Thank you.
I believe that inviting this fourth dimensional energy in causes a disruption to release other patterns and beliefs that we no longer need.
Correct.
And that might lead to uncomfortable situations.
Yes, it might. I will paraphrase what she has just said. She is talking about when you bring in greater fourth dimensional energy, it comes to a place where it has to move other things out. And those other things are usually negative energies, undesirable thoughts and patterns. But when you bring that in, it can create a difference that is greater with some others. Now, that does not mean arguments necessarily, but it does mean that your understanding of humanity changes. And your understanding that this person or group of people that you are speaking to do not understand where you are coming from. So therefore, you are just an example, and you really have not too much to say that they would understand. So, as your Bible says, do not cast pearls before a swine. This is the same as saying, do not put forth information to those who cannot understand it. But say, I understand, but I cannot agree. And if they want you to argue with them, do not do it, because that is not what is meant to be. What is meant to be is that you move forward, and arguing will only bring them to a greater sense that they are right and you are wrong, because they do not understand. Do you understand?
Yes, but what do you do when they want to understand what you're doing, but obviously
then tell them,
yeah.
You can say to them, why don't you meditate on it? Why don't you understand yourself first more? Then I can explain to you better, because right now we do not understand each other. I will try to understand myself more, and you try to understand yourself more, and we will come together again and speak about it.
Okay.
But do not argue with them at that time. It is not wise. Do you find that as good advice for third dimension?
Yes, very good advice. Yes. Sure, did you have a question?
Yes. Hello.
Ah, sure.
How are you? Shalom. It's been some time since our last conversation.
But we still keep you with us, and you keep us with you.
Yes.
And you have made suggestions for us to be mentioned in situations that are dire, and we appreciate that.
Yes. Well, they now know the importance of you and the Israelis, so hopefully it will help the Girk Fitneer, those suggestions.
We have sent a peace upon your kibbutz.
A peace? What do you mean by that?
A calming energy upon you.
Really? Well, I very appreciate it. Thank you.
You are welcome. We would like you to continue moving as you are moving. Your mind for politics and understanding of many different things and your analytical thought processes are very valuable to us when we come to you. What is your
I'm
question?
glad to help. And also, we're in the beginning of a certain process that will bring me and you more closer, the Elohim.
Yes.
Yes, I'm very looking forward to that. And you are welcome all if I will be able to catch it.
You have broken up, but I understand your words. Blessings to you and Navi.
I will. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the reason why it broke up was that others were not to actually hear that, but I will actually answer that for you.
What? You have been...
Yes,
Can
never
you repeat
mind.
it?
The answer will come, but not at this moment.
Answer to what?
There is a question you have, and it will come the answer.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Much blessing and much love.
And much unity between us.
Yes.
I just have one quick question. What's the best way to call the Elohim?
By name.
Okay.
We are together, community. We are Elohim.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question from Caroline.
Yes.
She would like to ask, I'm not sure if you can answer, but do you have a connection or knowledge of a being called Alaman or Alamand?
Yes.
Could you expand for Caroline, please?
What would she like to know?
That's a good question in itself.
They came to visit her.
They came to visit her.
Right.
That is one of the community of Elohim.
Oh. Can you tell us more about that community?
That is my community. The one who has come, Elaman, to speak to you, just wants to calm you and let you know that things will be fine and that the Spirit is with you. There are times when you get very frustrated and think that there is nothing there, not aliens, not God, not anything. but there is many things there, and you become reattached to all. But we just want you to know that you are loved and comforted by us.
I'm sure she'll find those words really, really balancing. Thank you very much.
I have a question. This is Sarah.
Sarah.
Hello. Thank you for coming. I have a question about, I feel my body glowing sometimes, and at one point my tailbone was pulsating so much that it's almost painful, but not painful. What does that mean?
It is an experience with the Naga.
Oh.
You are a part of their rituals. They find you as one of their leaders and has adapted you into their thought processes. And this glowing is part of the reaction from one of their rituals that they have done for you. We have seen that you are accepted by the Naga and are their spokesperson to humanity.
Thank you for that awareness. Okay, thank you for that. Yes.
You are welcome.
Brian?
Greetings, my friend. How are you? This is Brian.
Ah, Brian, how are you?
I'm looking forward to coming and seeing Jim here in May, and I would like to have some conversation with you.
Very good. This will happen.
Much love, my friend. My question is, the Earth as it's ascending, the animals, the plants, everything, the vibration, everything is shifting. I realize that the third dimension, it's very slow, the movement of energy. But I was wondering, when you spoke on the DNA and the activation, what I find fascinating about that is its ability, how the body, the innate, the knowingness within the body, how it can regenerate itself, the cells within it. Is that a part of a activation that has to be acquired through sound and toning, or is it just through evolution in general for this to happen?
It is through the evolution of vibration within the human culture. You understand that?
Yes.
The vibration changes with every generation slightly, and the generation now has a higher vibration than it did in the past generations.
Yes.
Now some are attaining higher vibrations than this generation was born into, which is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
However, let me explain it even further. You know that stones and crystals and things of that nature can actually affect the way we feel and think and heal and things of that nature.
Yes.
And inanimate objects have their own vibrations. Why not could the DNA have a vibration to speak up within the body? It is just an essential part. It is much more aware than a rock or a stone. So if you get in contact with it, it will be much more part of who you are in your health, your thought processes, and your density in many senses of the word, because your vibration will change with the vibration of your DNA. There is where you resonate with your meditations, is to resonate with the DNA to bring its vibration into a new element of understanding, awareness, health, and goodness. Of course, all creatures must pass from the earth from wherever they are into spirit. However, that does not mean that you cannot have some comfort even in distress, and your DNA can help you with that. But some diseases are meant to be, and you cannot stop them with the DNA because they are programmed not to be stopped. However, you may speak to other smaller and some other things in the DNA that you do not need and were not processed into their makeup, and cure yourself of many injustices that third dimension has put on you, such as back pain and shoulder pain and pains that are caused by third dimensional movements and things of that nature.
Right.
That's
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. Much love.
Felipe?
Yes, hi. I'm very grateful to be able to ask this question. My name is Felipe.
Felipe.
Hi.
Hey. Hello.
Talking about the back pain, shoulder pain, and third dimensional pains is very important. I'm resonating with that just because my lady friend Caitlin has suffered from her shoulder pain for almost a year or two now, and it's been quite difficult dealing with it. Medics haven't found what is wrong with her, and we've asked for help. I've asked for help in my prayers for her, and we don't know what's wrong with her. She's agonizing right now in pain every day.
Take her hands and meditate together, and both of you decide to speak to her DNA. Speak to that DNA that is causing the shoulder pain. It may give you a message mentally of what is happening and how that you can relieve it to most extent. There may be part of it that may be part of the DNA written, but there are parts of that I believe can be eliminated completely.
Perfect. Thank you so much for
Hold hands when you do your meditation and be of one mind and one intention. Move your energy into her energy and move your thoughts into her DNA.
Is there any possibility that there could be any spirits or guides attached to that pain so that she can be in contact with them?
If your DNA says there is, there will be. I am not in contact with Caitlin, so I do not know.
Okay, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate your contact so much.
Much love.
Much love to you and blessings. Thank you.
Hello. Yes, I have a question for Maria. She's in our group. She asked. Yes, Maria. She wanted to know. She wanted confirmation if her hybrid child was born.
One moment. I do not deal with the hybrid children. That would be of Tekkrr and these do. However, I can check with them now. Yes, your hybrid child will be born very shortly. Within the month. That is all the information she will give at this time.
Thank you very much. She really appreciates that.
Very good.
I have a question. It's to do with cloning and the Elohim. Is there a connection between your race and the technique we call cloning?
Cloning has been around many centuries in different species. Some species thousands of years, like ours.
Is this how you extend your life?
From us. It is part of what nature can do. Creation of creation. You create things from your mind. If you believe it can be, it is so. And therefore, someone thousands of years ago has decided that creation of something of the same can be done. And it has been. But even with cloning, there are differences, because as the clone is being developed, there are different outside forces that the original being did not experience having to do with the clone. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am having a hard time telling it.
Yeah, I've got quite an understanding of a message from the Elohim about cloning through somebody else, but I wanted to.
We do understand it, and we know that even a clone is different from the original.
And is the holographic, let's say, mind and spirit, is that transferable from one clone to another, or from one body into a new clone, so you can extend life?
Let me put it this way. To a point it is able to, but you have to understand what I first said, that the clone is actually slightly different than the original because of the way that it was created, and the forces upon it as it was being nurtured are different than the original. Therefore, there will not be as much space in the clone for the spirit of the original. It will not be the same, because what has developed in the original has not been developed in the clone.
Okay, I've got you. Thank you very much for answering my question.
That's
right. I have a question about the law of attraction and the contracts. How do those interact in terms of
you can still draw many things to you, even though the contract says one thing. There are many things that can be drawn to you outside the contract: money, success. Even though your contract may say that you have to have disabilities, there are other things you can draw to yourself. There are still pain reliefs that you can draw to yourself if you wish this from the law of attraction. However, you must bring it into your cycle and make it strong.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thought, like same way as fourth dimension thought.
Fourth dimension thought is not the same as third dimension thought, but it works the same in the cycle, because even though the fourth dimension is lighter, it still can bring negativity into its cycle. But in the third dimension, the negativity is more palpable and more painful. And therefore, you would want to bring more positivity into your cycle, because that is actually a greater joy and a greater understanding and a greater palpability of that side of it as well. If that is all, I will go now.
I just want to say...
Thank you. Yes, it would be good if you could leave us with the blessing. We would be thankful.
A blessing for you. It would be our pleasure. Blessings are our specialty, because we are always praying for the humans, and always praying for the different dimensions, and always interacting only where it is necessary or favorable for learning for all of humanity. We will forego our language and speak it in the English.
Okay.
Dear ones, we now come to you. We're sending you the spirit of calm and understanding, and of integrity, of enlightenment, that will be as a rush of wind. But do not forget it, because the wind will rush again and bring back those thoughts and memories at a time when they need to be brought back. We understand that there is much grieving where you are, and much in non-conception of what the meaning is for these things. Your whole sphere aches and groans, and yet we cannot help but notice the love and the understanding still coming out from it in places where it may not even seem possible. But knowing that you want to rise and that your spirits are willing, we are willing as well to help and to become integrated with your thoughts eventually in a way that will rise you up into another realm of understanding. Please do not lose hope. Do not lose the light, or do not ever stop speaking thanks and love and goodness on your lips and tongues, because that is so powerful to the universe. Your existence guarantees the universe a greater life in many ways. So that is why you must continue, because you are a representation of hope to many, many species. Bless you for continuing your hope and understanding and not giving up on yourselves or us. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Much love. Shalom Aleichem.
I love you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Jim.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
It was
Hello,
a
Jim.
wow,
Oh,
wow, wow,
wow.
wow.
So
Wow,
beautiful.
wow.
Yeah, I
Wonderful.
made it here a bit late. I just got here right now.
Oh, sorry. Who just got here?
It's Kasim. It's my first time here.
Oh, Kasim, how are you?
I'm good.
Well,
It's good
hold
to...
on. Let me drink something, and maybe I can bring one more person through if it's not too long.
Oh, you don't have to do that for me.
Whew,
But
that was
cool.
so beautiful, Jim. Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm glad you got to come through. Welcome. So I know that the people have been going in and out all day, so it's interesting. But if there was another person there, but I don't know who it was. But I had to come out and take a drink. After Elohim, I was like, whoa, I'm totally thirsty. So
I can imagine. Rehydrate.
Yes, and what Lakesh spoke of, it was unbelievable.
Oh, yes, him as well.
Oh, really? It was good then?
Wow.
So good. It was.
I think we're all still kind of ooh.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it a couple of times.
Oh, me too.
That's how good it was.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow!
wish I got here too.
I want to
All
ask
of
every
it,
question
yeah,
now in a different perspective.
Yeah. Well, I think Tekkrr wanted to say hello.
Okay.
If you hold on, I can bring her in for a few minutes. If that's okay.
We'll let Kasim
Very good. Hold on.
ask a question.
I'll see you in a few minutes. I ask her not to be long-winded.
Okay.
So hold on 1 minute. I am Tekkrr.
Oh,
Hello, Tekkrr. Welcome.
Hey, Tekkrr.
Welcome,
Much
Tekkrr.
love.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Hi, Tekkrr.
How are
You have
you?
questions for me today. I just wanted to stop by. I see that you are running out of time, but Jim has cautioned me. But if you have any questions, I am here for you.
Okay.
It is a nice day here, very warm. What is it that you would like to ask?
Kasim, did you have a question?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of hard to ask though. At night,
Okay.
I'll be like hanging out, and everything, the walls will disappear, and I'll like be brought to weird places. Like I'll be sitting on an asteroid, or I'll be flying over mountains, or like I'll see crazy geometrical shapes or something.
Yes.
And I was just wondering, like, what is this all about? If you know.
That is moving from an you're going interdimensionally. Is there a color that you see just before that?
Yeah, I usually see purple, and then it'll be like a wormhole, and then it'll be something.
Yes, you're going into an interdimensional shifts. You're not going to any particular planet or anything, but you're moving through a dimensional shift. That is when you see things of this nature. And usually there is a color that precedes it. Sometimes yellow, purple, or pink. And then things start disappearing. And you be able to see through them. You're starting to see through the walls, starting to see through the floor, and then you're somewhere else. These are interdimensional movements. They are very difficult to do it from third dimension. However, there are many people that can do them now. Congratulations, because this takes a certain section of the brain that must open and must be totally responsive to the elements that are coming to bring you to that area. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, you must be in a place where there is some kind of a porthole or perhaps a wormhole. You said you saw a wormhole?
Yeah, I usually see that before I start seeing stuff.
You must be close to one in your third dimension. You must be actually fairly close to one, because that's what usually opens interdimensional thoughts and movements. So therefore, you are close to something, a vortex of some sort.
All right, yeah, makes sense because it happened more in my old town. It doesn't happen that much over here.
Yes. But you are connected to that vortex now, and so you can resonate and find it. However, the closer you are to it, the greater movement you will have.
Okay, sweet.
Does
Thanks.
that answer your question?
Yeah, it really answers it. Thanks. I
You
just
are
got one more. It like when I stop moving, it feels like I'm floating and flying and expanding and like all these. It's like my astral body. I have like new feelings or whatever ever since like 2012. Like I gained awareness of like all these new feelings, and I was just wondering if you could expand on that, if you knew anything about that.
The new feelings are from the dimension that you are entering. There are different densities of dimensions, and the dimensions can be between worlds and between densities as well. Do you understand that? So the things that you are feeling between the dimensions or in the dimensions are those feelings that are permeating through that dimension. Now, in some dimensions, there is no life. There is only existence of what is there. There is some life in some dimensions, but they choose to be there. They are not aboriginal to that dimension. Dimensions are outside of life. They are of their own volition, so to speak. And their life is of itself. The whole dimension is the life. It is like you being inside of a human or you being inside of another being. There is not another being there except what the dimension is. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, thanks.
And so whatever the dimension wants there to be inside, galaxies, asteroids, flowers, streams, good emotions, that is what you will experience because you are actually inside of the dimension, which is of itself a sentient thing.
Alright, cool. Thanks. That
Felipe?
helps.
Hello, Tekkrr. This is Felipe.
Felipe, hello.
Hello, it's an honor to get to talk to you.
Thank you. It's an honor to speak to you as well.
I wanted to ask you if I have been at the colonies, and I did my application. I have wonderful ideas to share in regards of raising our frequencies with music and sharing energy.
Yes,
And
you have a great musical understanding. Our music is so deep and dimensional that you when you experienced it, you wanted to know how to do it.
yes, exactly. I
Because you
did.
experienced it all around your body. A sound came from behind, from the side, and from the front, and you could almost feel like you could reach into it and grab parts of it, and it caresses your skin as well. So it is of a great magnitude, and you will be able to do it one day.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. This is wonderful news.
Yes.
I had one more question. I did ask for my DNA hydrolyzation with Lyran DNA, and I don't know if this petition came through.
Yes. And also you have been to the colony once. And that's where you experienced the music. You asked if you could experience it. You've been there once, but you will be there many more times, I am sure.
Thank you so much, Tekkrr. Much love and
your Lyran infusion has not started yet. We have to do a diagnosis on the body to make sure we know how much can be done, what percentage you can handle positively, and we know that you want more than one infusion, so we will see if there are others that are for your system compatible.
thank you so much. Much love and blessings to you for these confirmations.
Very good. Much love.
Hello, Tekkrr. How are you?
I am very well. How are you?
I'm good.
That is good.
I have a question. There seems to be, I keep hearing like somebody tapping on the wall, and then when I come into my bedroom, like the cabinet keeps making a strange noise, and
yes,
I'm just wondering who that is.
It's not anyone, it's you. Let me explain. You have come so far with your energies. Your telekinesis is now starting to kick in. You're moving things and tapping things with your mind. And do not be alarmed. It will take a long time to develop, but this is the beginnings of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it sounds like somebody's tapping on the wall, and
that is you. You are tapping on the wall. You're just not unaware of it at this time. That is the one thing about telekinesis that is very dangerous, is sometimes it can work separate from your awareness.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I was relaxed and everything, so it wasn't like I was.
Yes, it was during your relaxation. The time when it's usually activated the most is when you're waking up. At that moment when you're just coming awake, if you notice things rattling, shaking, or knocking, that is usually your telekinesis just activating on its own.
Okay. Now,
but it will not be in this lifetime. I do not think you will be moving airplanes or things like that. But you will maybe enter a time when you can move a stone or a rock or something of that nature.
Okay. Now, the other thing was yesterday. I was getting home. I got out of the car. I looked at the sky,
and thought I saw something and it disappeared quickly. It was like black. I'm assuming it was a ship or something.
I am not aware of that. I am sorry.
Okay, because it was really odd.
I'm aware of your perception of it, but I was not there at that time, so I cannot answer that at this time. There are so many ships around the Earth at this time, and some can be perceived with fourth dimensional energy, but others cannot.
Okay.
So I am not sure if you saw it quickly or not.
Okay. All right.
Get that. All right, they are saying not to go.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tekkrr.
I just wanted to stop in and give you many greetings from us. We are very much still working on the site-to-site transfers. So,
How is that going?
we have a meeting at the end of the month with the many different political aspects of your planet.
Thank you for your efforts, Tekkrr.
Much
We love
love.
you.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.
You too.
Namaste.
Namaste. Love you.
Thank you so much. Much love.
Much love.
Mohatu.
Muhatu. Bokoshotia Bharati.
Tia hatu oshio kuoto no hutu ashiakata.
Okay, hello.
Hello again.
Hey,
Hey.
Jim.
Hey.
Hey, Jim.
Hey.
Hey,
I think
Jim.
I'm done for the day now.
Yeah.
Yes. Woo, what an energetic.
Yay!
Lovely one.
That was so much fun. Thank you. Exciting.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, you're
Got some
welcome.
answers, so.
Oh, very cool. I'm glad. I'm happy. So you say everybody was good today, huh?
Oh, yes.
Very good.
Yeah, very
Breathless.
Jim, may I ask you a question?
good. Sure.
I was just going to ask about the linen project and how that's going.
Well, actually, it's on hold at the moment till I can find a good producer. He is not happy with anybody I got with as a production person, and there are some.
He did
There
say
are
he was here in particular.
You are reading my mind, Sharon. I was going to ask him the same thing before we went live.
It's got to get done. He's pushing. He wakes me up in the middle of the night and says things like, "You're not looking hard enough." But I'm working with a lot of people, so it's not that I'm not looking hard enough. I just don't.
Felipe, do you know anybody?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say that I've worked with Jim's vocals, and it was very interesting. And I think you have a wonderful voice, Jim. So you should record a record. Make a record, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's nice. Thank you.
Yes, and
he told me he wanted me to sing them, and I played them. I brought them into reality. You heard the music then, Philippe?
I did a recreation, and I don't know if Max passed it to you.
Oh, yes. And yours was the closest to acceptable that has come through so far. So, but he's still going. He wants more of a Beatles-ish sound. I'm going, but I can't reproduce that here. So,
I would be super comfortable with keep helping with that.
Yeah, I have a definite sound in my head that he put there, and nothing is coming close. Nothing's coming as close as he wants. There are some things that come close, but that string sound that I used, he doesn't like it anymore. So it's like, So I'm going, okay, what would you rather have? He goes, well, not as much of it. He likes it in certain parts, and other parts he doesn't. So.
Well, I have a little bit of knowledge in that area, so I can send you a few versions and maybe work out something and see if he likes it.
Excellent. Do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Good to talk to you, Jim.
All right. Much love to you, everybody. I hope you got a lot out of it, and I'm feeling great, and I'm sending more energy to Kim. So,
Jim, we mentioned something about Jeannie at the start of the webinar.
Oh yes, I wanted to mention.
Would you like to do something for Jeannie?
I just want to, everybody. I'd like everybody to say a prayer for Jeannie that she has no pain at all. She's gone to hospice. Her husband took her there today or yesterday. I'm not sure. It was either yesterday or today. And she's just wanting to relax and leave us peacefully. And she believes she can help us better from the other side, which is a wonderful thought as well. And we had many wonderful conversations. I love her dearly, and her and Dennis are just wonderful people. So I just want you to send her some prayers that she doesn't have pain, she's very relaxed, and that everything is peaceful for her, okay? So love, love, love to her. She is just a special angel to me, so I enjoyed. She was the first person that ever traveled out of state to visit me at a webinar here in my own house. She was the very first person to come to my house for a webinar from out of state. So that's very special in itself. So, and then we spent a weekend with her, Max and I did, and it was just awesome and special. She's just, I'm so glad I got to experience who she is, and she gave us each a reconnection attunement on the summer, what is it called? Equinox? The summer
solstice?
Solstice, that's it. Right on the date of the summer solstice, we got reconnection therapy attunements, both of us. And it's a 2-day process, but it's made my Reiki so much more powerful and so much more in tune with the physicality of each person. So she's been a real blessing to me. So very, very much so. I love her dearly.
Yes.
So.
Press sent this in.
Can't say enough about her. And actually, she was supposed to pass a couple months ago. The doctors told her she only had 2 weeks to 4 weeks to live. But I believe she's hung on this long to give us some more words of inspiration and just show what a strong character she is and how loving she is through this whole thing. It's just been a tremendous agony for her, but she keeps a wonderful positive attitude, and I find that a miracle in itself. So she's just a delight in many ways.
So, I mean, we're gonna do blessings for her. We're gonna do some prayers.
Yes.
I don't know if you need to go.
It'll be our closing prayer. Closing prayer and blessings to Jeannie.
Okay. Wendy, would you like to start?
Sure, thank you. Mikiana nuaku suatuku shana yanuaku atuha. Mahalana nuaku sulatuku shunahitu. Posulehana nianuaku sohaku shuhatu kanyanyatu. Polana hakasahitu kushuaki. Moluatu suanyanianuaku chuaku. Malahakasanianuakahitu. Malakisa hisanianawaki suhaku. Mohaka shayananiatuva. Kohasi hatuku sonaha. Milahika sayaniatu shuhatuva. Mikahitu shuayanuaku sohu. Mahialoatuka hisa. Mikasi tuka hashaniatuhaka. Mihatuhaka. Namaste.
Oh, May all your spirits be lifted, and may the spirit of this one coming to spirit move quickly and without pain to the other side, to be with those that are waiting for their reuniting. May the love that you all feel for one another also fall upon her and her mate, and fall upon those places that are in your mind that she is there. May the love of the universe talk with you and be like a friend close by your side, for you are bringing in those lights and entities and spirits that are most like yourselves and will be most like yourselves in your nows and your future nows. Tell yourself of all the positive things that you are and who you will be, and let the blessings flow, and let them not be stifled by the third dimension.
Takanana katuko kio konono no skurua katania kia kanana katuku surua o kia nikikio sukutuanaka tono kutuku ala kio kutuku sini kio na suku alia to nakatukutua no siakata lio na kutuku ala si kio na sukulu akatanana kio na si tulia katana tonono kwa sakiata e yuatanana toko olonani ki yutu onanana ki osana kalia ono kusikia kata okutono kusia kataniaka olana skurua kati yusu olono sakati eniaka o tananaki eniosukuata anaasu o tananakata.
The intentions for these words are for blessings and transitions. We now bring to you an energy that is of intention for blessing and transitions. We now look upon you as we look upon everyone the same, and know that your transitions and blessings are full. We will grant you the wishes of your heart, moving forward without pain and without much difficulty. So therefore, we are not only talking to one, but we are talking to the many, as these words of blessings and transitions come out. It is more than words, but a feeling and understanding of the energy that comes with the words, and they tie together with the bonding of each spirit. And those that are transitioning are tied to those that are still here. And we all come together in acceptance of the spirit and of the transformation of spirit in the body and spirit without the body, and spirit in the mind and spirit without the mind, and spirit in the soul, and the soul becoming the spirit in the mind attachment. And therefore the connection from the soul to the outer is that of one.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Sabrina. That was beautiful. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Oh, well, it
Thank
was
you.
lovely today.
So beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Very inspired today. So thanks
That's
a lot. Much
wonderful.
love to everybody.
Much
And
love to you.
go in
You as
peace.
well.
I know that many of you are going to stay here and chat for a while. We're going to go eat something. Because it's our lunchtime.
Yes. And I'd like to say just for a moment that anybody who knows me knows how I feel about 11:11, but guys, it's 11:11, so the angels are present. Let me let you know this.
Oh,
Very
wonderful.
good.
Wonderful. Excellent.
Thank you, Jim, for letting me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, have a good one.
Love you.
Bye, everybody in Jim's room.
Much love to you.
Much
Thanks,
love.
Rowie and Sabrina and Kim.
Bye.
See you guys.
Everybody
Thanks,
else, I
Jim.
appreciate you being here. Much love.
Bye.
Much love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Soon,
Bye.
Jim.
Mwah.
Mwah.
I didn't realize.
And it's April 11th.
Wow,